guys know, I've been seeing a lot of people post copy and ask for copy audits for myself and the team that are good. And there are some of us who tend to kind of go ahead and be a bit too long with the copy, which is a big red flag, and I wanted to make sure I addressed that on our session today. With that being said, you never want to go ahead and make the copy a bit too long. Long copy is going to look very ugly, and it's not going to be read with ease or read quickly. The idea of the copy is to give the consumer an ideology, an idea as to what the video is going to be about without having them miss too much the video. And if your ad copy is extremely long, they're going to miss the first 10 seconds of the actual video, which is going to be the most captivating and the most effective, in turn sabotaging your entire sales process. Therefore, there should be 1 to 2 lines for each line here. We have our pitch. Our first line is our pitch. Okay, it's going to be a brief statement or 2-line statement talking about why this item is one of the best items in the market in this specific niche. Okay, so we have for a certain type of actual concealer that makes your skin a lot more clear, we have this concealer works like magic. Okay, say goodbye to facial blemishes at last. So automatically, we know, ladies and gents, that we are selling a concealer, okay, that's going to help us annihilate and remove facial blemishes. And we understand that within 1 sentence. You don't want to go ahead and make it long, super long, because your video is meant to be the explainer. Oftentimes, certain individuals will get caught up in making such a long, and clear-cut aesthetic ad copy that it doesn't really do its job. Okay, ad copy is meant to be short and sweet and give you a little bit of an appetizer before the main course, which is going to be the video. As you guys know, the video is going to determine your success in this business, okay? It's a combination of everything, but your video is typically the most important. Your product is only as strong as your video, because this is e-commerce, okay? You can't smell it, touch it. You can only really see it and get an idea as to what the product is through the video. Okay, so the ad copy is a complement to the video. Don't think of the ad copy, as the main course, while the video is really the main course. Okay, that's why even at the most famous and most successful restaurants, they will not give you a large portion for appetizers. It's always a small portion, small amount to get you ready for the main course. Okay, so don't screw it up here and ruin the interest. So line number 1 is going to be your pitch, okay, which is going to be a few lines, okay, 1 to 2, of why this product, what this product does and why it's different than what's out there in the market. So we have this concealer works like magic, say goodbye to facial blemishes that last, phenomenal. Secondly, we have waterproof and lasts for 12 hours. Okay, on our second line, this is going to give us a differentiative type of benefit, something that's going to help us separate what our product does compared to our competitive markets and companies out there, okay? Because one of the most important parts is not only helping the consumer understand what it is that your product does, but how your product is actually different than what's out there. You need to focus on using specific wording and phrases sparingly and strategically. Meaning you don't want to just say what everyone else is saying in your ad copy or in your video or in your description. The key to creating proper variables that are going to give you an edge on the competition is creating differentiation in your offering. And creating differentiation in your offering not only has to do with ad copy, it has to do with description, it has to do with video, text inside video, has to do with testimonial language that your consumers are saying for you in your actual videos. Okay, it has to do with all of these things combined. All of these things combined are what's known as your variable changes. Your variables are what's going to be determining your success in this business model, and along with the demand of your product. So it's important to make sure that you spend your most time not only on product research, but also on creating and making sure your variables are separated from the other competition in the marketplace. Okay, so we have this concealer works like magic, say goodbye to facial blemishes that last, and then waterproof and last for 12 hours. Those are our first 2 lines. You want to have the same spacing throughout the entire time so it's almost predictable. It just looks like it's meant to be looking like this, okay? It's organized, okay? The mind catches on to organization quicker than it would if something is offset to what's, something would normally look like in an aesthetic image. Meaning that our mind's gonna have to work more and spend more time trying to figure something out than it would if we make it aesthetically pleasing, which means that there's less decisions being made. The buying process is going to be a lot easier for our consumers as long as we keep things organized and predictable. Organization and predictability is massively huge. That's how we're able to test products that meet the product research system and almost always get consistent sales. We may not have winners every single time, but we'll almost always get sales from these products because we understand how people buy. Okay, it's a science that goes into it. It's understanding that people have to make a certain amount of decisions throughout the day. Okay, and then when they get hit with a decision like an impulse ad, that's just another decision they're going through. You want to make it as simple as possible for them to understand what the product's about, to read the product, and to understand how it will benefit their life. Organization and being able to understand something, okay? Perception, ease of perception is huge here. Catherine says, sweet, thanks. My pleasure, Kat. And then below our first two statements, we have our 3 beneficial lines. These 3 lines will state 3 benefits, not features, that our item offers to our consumer base. These 3 benefits shall resemble, and keep in mind this is a template, every single damn copy that we do will look like this. And you literally don't have to do any thinking, you just follow this format and create it for your specific product. No need to rearrange the formatting or to make it look different. This is working very, very well, and it has been for the last few months, so I'm going to recommend that you do the same thing. So 3 green check marks indicating 3 unique benefits that our product offers. For this product, we have completely minimize your facial blemishes and remove deep dirt from your skin. So notice what I did. I said completely minimize your facial blemishes. What this is saying is giving them an easy idea to let them know what the product does. Completely minimize your facial blemishes and, okay, so first is completely remove your facial blemishes. That's okay, here's what our product does. I want you to understand right now, really quickly, really easily what our product does. Completely minimize your facial blemishes and remove deep dirt from your skin. The reason I'm adding and remove deep dirt from your skin, because I could have easily just kept completely minimize your facial blemishes and called it a day. The reason I'm saying and remove deep dirt from your skin is to give them a tangible deep differentiation variable that the product offers. And it's also to give them something a bit more in-depth as to what the product does. Because they automatically understand that, okay, the item removes facial blemishes. Got it. I'm understanding of that. I get that. It's kind of like entering a new level in a video game, right? Oh, you hit that new level, you can never go down below it if you die in that video game. It's kind of like continuing to level up. Think about all of these pieces of understanding like that. Every single time a consumer understands something, it's like leveling up. They're getting closer and closer and closer to level 2, which is clicking the buy it now button. And then they click buy it now, they're in your cart. Now you got to get to the checkout page, that's level 3. Think about all of these ways of consumers getting to that next portion of the buying process as leveling up. And you need to do certain things better than your competition to go ahead and make sure that you are continuing to level up your consumer throughout the actual sales process. Then we have blends perfectly with all skin types and colors, unlike other leading brands. With this specific product, a lot of other neighboring companies would offer the same thing, but as we're reading through the reviews of a lot of the actual other companies, we would see that a big complaint was that the solution doesn't blend with their skin color. You can see that it's like faded and blotchy, and that's a turnoff to a lot of women, being that this is a woman-dominated product. Therefore, we made sure that the product that we're selling blends properly with the skin, because that was one of the biggest kind of complaints. So based on that, we saw that if that's one of the biggest complaints, that must be one of the things that most people want to have included with this actual solution. So we include it on our second benefit line, and we say blends perfectly with all skin types and colors, unlike other leading brands. We saw that that was a flaw in other companies. We're making it a plus in ours. Okay, now we have satisfaction and silky skin guarantee or your money back. This is what I like to have. So I always like to make it so the consumer is always buying with the satisfaction guarantee. If they're unhappy for whatever reason, we're going to give them a refund. Just because if you do business the dirty way and then go ahead and say that they can't get a refund, if their box is broken or they don't like the product or whatnot, you're going to be getting a shitload of chargebacks and ruin your processors, and that's no good way or There's no, one good way for processing, and no, just humble good way to run your business in general. So you're going to want to go ahead and include this in your third line. This is a very, 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 very good thing that people like to see that will help them go ahead and make that buying decision. Just say, you know what, if I don't like it, I can always go ahead and return it. It's not that much money. I don't mind going ahead and taking the chance. Okay, so satisfaction, silky skin guarantee, or your money back. So I usually say satisfaction and money back guarantee, right? But for this specific one, I put a nice little play on it. I put satisfaction, and since this item that we're selling is also going to go ahead and nourish your skin, replenish it, and you make it moist, it's also going to make your skin silky. So we're saying satisfaction and silky skin guarantee, or your money back, kind of giving them some more reassurance that the item is going to make their skin look and feel much better. Okay, so we're guaranteeing that if their skin does not feel a bit more moisturized and silky after using our product a few times, we'll give them the money back, no questions asked. So that's why we have a satisfaction and silky skin guarantee, or your money back. Oftentimes, it's very smart to have a kind of tactic like this in your third green check mark, because this oftentimes will be that factor that people need to go ahead to hear to make the decision to go ahead and buy, which is phenomenal. And then we have right here would be, right here we would have our URL, which is just, limited supply, and then URL to the right of it, which is phenomenal. But we're moving it up here, okay, like we talked about previously. So that will be under here, whatever the URL that we would put under here, it's moved to under here. And then we have our accolade sentence, okay? And our accolade sentence is known to increase the perceived value of the product in question. We want to go ahead and help paint the most prestigious picture of this product in our consumer's mind as we possibly can, which is why accolade sentence is so, so important. And it's also important you guys make sure it's not extremely long. If this is 2 lines, or for that matter, kind of like double this, it's going to be way too long, and we'll go ahead and have ... in the headline, and we'll not read the entirety of the actual headline. So for this, you need to have something that's very important, okay? An accolade sentence is going to be, basically 1 line, because you're always going to be taking your accolade sentence and putting it in the headline of your ad copy as well, which is why I want it to be, basically 1 line, preferably shorter than majority of the lines that you have up here. And here we have a game-changing skincare solution. We could have top-rated skincare formula. We could have skincare formula raved about by moms. Things like that just help increase the perceived value of the product in question are very, very, very smart things to have in the accolade sentence, as well as the headline of your actual ad copy.